Did you ever tap into something that you feel is kind of bad? Cause like I struggle with that. Like I am naturally like petty, extremely petty. Like Awaken My Love was literally cause somebody was like, oh, he can't make a hit, and I was like, oh, not only will I make a hit, I won't make a video for it.
Pettiness has its place.
It makes you stronger. But I also know it's like, it's dark.
Philosophers will tell you that the world of morality isn't black and white, but rather multiple shades of gray. It's why characters' motives in movies and TV shows shouldn't simply be judged because of the hero or villain title, but rather by their actions and motives. But back to the topic at hand.
Motivation. A reason or reasons for acting or behaving in a particular way, or willingness of action, especially in behavior.
Listen, the reason you see all those people continuously go to the gym without quitting, why I see people repeatedly retake their driving exams after failing 8 times, why you see a guy travel miles to go meet up with a girl at 2 a.m. is the same reason why you see people free climbing buildings for no absolute reason. It's also the reason why you see grown men spend their 20s trying to get the fastest completion time in a retro video game for an accolade that nobody, and I mean nobody, cares about.
How many hours of my life have I wasted playing this fucking piece of goddamn game just so I can get world records and feel good about myself? It's a joke. That's the only reason people speedrun, really, is so they can like get a world record. Because like, you know, no one who speedruns is a fucking millionaire, you know, and hot bitches and like doing actually important things in life. And, like, how many hours of my life have I wasted doing that bullshit? It's so stupid. It's pathetic. Hell, dude. It's a complete joke. Speedrunning is the most degenerate act man has ever come up with.
No trophies, no monetary gain, just a name on a leaderboard. That is the truest form of motivation. Now, I think there's 2 sides to motivation, the positive and the negative, but I don't necessarily think that negative motivation is a bad thing. But first, when you think about motivation, this is usually what comes to mind. These are things like grinding to put food on your table, buy your mom a house, pay for your siblings' college tuition, or even just for self-improvement reasons, whatever that may be. I think it's safe to assume that every person has one of these reasons, which have been morally accepted by society. However, what's often forgotten about is the other side of the coin.
And bring about the freedom of these people by any means necessary.
If you're anything like me, then you find the villains in stories to be more interesting characters than the heroes. Because for the most part, heroes do what they do simply because it's good. That's boring as fuck. Villains, on the other hand, do what is looked down upon. They go against the grain of society and morality, and you're simply left pondering why they have become who they are to be doing what they're doing, and how their actions weigh in their conscience. However, even more interesting than heroes and villains are characters who stand in a morally gray area, who aren't above using both morally accepted and scorned methods to meet their ends. Psych! What is negative motivation, you've been asking? Well, in simple terms, this is when your dislike for something motivates you to create a large distance between you and that thing, usually measurable in some sort of merit. What that thing is exactly can be anything from an ex who did you wrong, a good friend of yours who switched up on you for no apparent reason, a teacher who said that you're never going to be anything in life. Most notably though, haters. Now look, I know a lot of people hate haters. They feel like they're simply doing what they do because they have no life and no other purpose besides criticizing everything and anything a person does, which may be true. However, haters are people who are capable of leaving someone on high alert because they know that every single mistake which they make will be met with the highest levels of slander.
A lot of niggas need a hater in their life. Like, they need a #1 hater. And I feel like, to be honest, if hating was a job, I would be getting paid, bro. And I'm talking about by the millions. Because I keep niggas on their shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's facts, bro. Like, a hater is really a personal motivator, if you think about it.
Haters can be seen as quality control. Of course, some haters are purely unreasonable with their standards, and some can't even be pleased. But the purpose isn't to please them, it's to use them as fuel and prove them wrong. Like I said before, I truly believe that a person needs both positive and negative motivation. However, there are a few individuals who only use negative motivation, so much so that they become the very thing which used to fuel them.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, real hating, man, that's like an art form, man. You know, it's like, you like a born a hater, you know, like myself, man. You know, a lot of cats think they hate me, man. I mean, I'm mad, you know, I'm mad at everything, man. You know, brother got a nice car, man. Why you got a car, man? I only got one car. Why you got 3 cars or a wife or all that, man? That's played out, man. I hate on it till he's totally broke. It ain't got nothing like me, you know what I'm saying? Cause, yeah, that's what real hating is all about, man.
Scientists theorize that every hater which exists used to be a very motivated individual. The thing is, this theory is incorrect. In fact, evidence suggests that there isn't a person on this planet who's more motivated than a hater. Why is this the case, you may be asking? Well, it's simple really. Normal people need food, shelter, and sleep, and haters just need to make sure that when they win, it's at the cost of someone's loss. Now, of course, wanting to best someone doesn't make you a hater. This is more of a sign of pettiness or maybe even competition. But the difference between this and hating is that this is their sole reason for what they do. It doesn't matter if they don't get first place as long as that one person doesn't get it either. It's possible that you haven't even encountered a true hater yourself, because there are many clones, fakes, and copies known as troll accounts which are simply failed attempts at emulating what hating truly is. It's so bad now that everything has been boiled down to mathematical equations or people simply saying ratio and you fell off. But if you look in the right places, you're bound to find a unique specimen known as the hater. I can talk all day, but I'd rather show an example of what hating truly looks like.
I don't want peace. I want problems, always!
We have ourselves a case study of someone who is plotting, scheming, planning for months on how he could sabotage a relationship. The first question you may be asking yourself is, what is his motive? Maybe he wants a girl for himself, right? Maybe he's looking out for his friend because the girl isn't any good for him. Perhaps there's abuse in a relationship and he's trying to save the victim from suffering any longer. Good reasons, right? Well, if you picked any of those, you are sadly mistaken. The reason why he did this was because he didn't like seeing them together, which is insane to me. Something so trivial has motivated this guy to go on a mission. Now clearly this guy has some undiagnosed symptoms which are making him go on a tirade for no good reason besides pure pettiness. Regardless of that, now for the $1 million question, did he actually succeed? But the question you should really be asking is, do you really expect a man who is this motivated to fail? And after 5 months of scheming, he accomplished his goal, right in time for Christmas too. What I truly appreciate the most of this level of hate is that the guy isn't delusional, and he is well aware of the power which he holds and how he could use it for positive reasons instead. But he acknowledges that to do that, he would have to trade what he has now. It's not every day that you get to witness this level of hate. Now, I'm not condoning this behavior, but if you are going to do it, it should be done like this. Not spamming ratio every time your favorite streamer tweets.
Pettiness has its place.
It makes you stronger. Okay. But I also know it's dark. It's not something that you should be. It's not something that it should be all of that, because then it's bad.
But athletes actually look for it.
Yeah.
They look for the things.
Negative motivation isn't a bad thing, but it can be. Using someone's hate towards you as an incentive to prove them wrong is a good way to go about it. However, hating on someone for no good reason besides, I just don't like seeing them together, is some hater shit. Funny because of how ridiculous it is, but still some hater shit nonetheless. Side note, I will say this guy's either 200 IQ capable of breaking up a couple just like that, or this relationship was hanging on by a thread. But like Kanye said,
I guess we'll never know.
People tend to either ignore negative motivation or go all into it, which is a mistake. Can you imagine if someone gave you money but the other side of the banknote was blank? I can bet you that you wouldn't accept that. Why? Because it's incomplete. There's two sides to a coin. Never forget that. If I could wrap this whole video up in a single sentence, it would be: the goal in life is to find yourself a hater and work hard enough to buy his house, leaving him completely homeless. Or, if you want, you can use the second method instead, and some may find this easier than the first one. You can win the lottery, $203 million to be specific. When asked if you want that in a lump sum or monthly payment, say, "Neva, give it all to my biggest hater." Your reason for doing this? If your hater has $203 million, then you will make it your last goal to make $204 million. If you think this is stupid, then I'm sorry to say, but you simply don't recognize the value of the grind, the hustle, the chase. You can't put a dollar value on that.
You need a little fucking Mr. Hyde to kick out. I'll go out on a course sometimes and I don't know, maybe I didn't sleep well last night, or I just need a little jump starter. I go out on the floor during warm-ups and I I'll just be looking for a LeBron hate. Please let me find
That's
this
all-
one
that-
LeBron
I know,
hater.
that's what I'm
I
saying.
need it.
That's
I'm
what I'm
in the
looking
crowd for warm-ups. It's like 20 minutes before the game starts. I'm just looking like, I'm just, oh yeah, I'm ready. I'm be ready to go tonight.
Clearly, you